Hey, Chiefs, why'd the chicken cross the road?
I don't know, Wade. Why?
How have you never heard this joke before? I don't understand. It's to get to the other side. Anyway, EUnited versus Knights. That was my best joke. I don't know. We'll see. We got two teams at 2 and 5. You weren't prepared for the oldest joke in the book, my friend.
I didn't expect Leaf to ask us to be funny off the bat.
Do something funny. Come up with something. Yeah, that's his job. Come on, he's been the one come up with stuff. EUnited versus Knights here. They are both at 2 and 5. The loser most likely playing in promotion relegation. Definitely an important match for these teams. They want to have a shot at the playoffs. Thoughts about how this one's going to go down? Does EUnited have a chance here against the Knights?
Maybe. I actually think EUnited has a better chance than maybe they've looked. You know, because obviously a lot of past perception about the Knights still sort of reigns supreme, I think, for a lot of people. And they're like, yeah, they did so well last season that sure they haven't looked that good this season, but I think that's what leads a lot of people to picking the Knights over EUnited. But I don't know. I actually kind of think EUnited stand a pretty decent chance here because I have not been particularly impressed with the Knights' overall offensive output. I think Ajax and Hoxer can really get the job done, but I think the difference maker is Gyro. If Gyro has a good day, I think EUnited's out.
I worry about the Knights on defense here because I do like a lot of their offensive moments, especially with Reddles. The guy is so good at this video game. But we'll see how these things go as we get into match number 1, or into game number 1 of our best of 5 here. AJ with an open net to shoot at, puts it off the crossbar and back out, gets a demolition, but it's not going to matter. The rest of EUnited there. They are here in the blue on defense, pushing into the Knights' orange territory. They're looking to get that 3rd win of their season. Rolled is over to Hoxer, nearly finds the shot, and AJ's got the save to get it away. We've had fireworks on both ends so far.
Yeah, definitely a quick start. Not done yet. Reynolds will turn in the first one, and there you go. He said he's a big difference maker, and he scores the goal.
Finds the double tap off the pass. Knights looking hot. They started with that first offensive drive. We're able to hold off Hoxer's 0-degree shot, and then immediately fly back. 30 seconds into the game, we've already got our first goal. Ajax off the wall. Gyro. Now rolled is in Hoxer looking for the shot. It's a bit wide of the net. Reddles picks up control. Ajax flies for it and manages to make contact. AJ gets called off by Gyro. He'll play to the corner but loses control here. Rolled is going to get there first. He gives it all the way into the orange. Now AJ high out of his corner. Taken out by Hoxer. Reddles and Gyro looking to tag team this one around back up to midfield, but they constantly roll it around the corner and then just give the ball to EUnited. They've kept this pressure on. A little bit of boost left for Hoxer to try and reach this, but it's called off. Roldez makes an attempt, and now Reddles versus Ajax. 1-on-1. Goes for the high play, nearly puts it behind him, but it's off. Now here's AJ for a follow-up shot. Does this one sneak under the crossbar? It does. 2-0 for the Knights.
Yeah, Hoxer caught in a tough position, rotating back full speed into the net, and then just has to hit the brakes and sees AJ coming in, tries to take that wide cut to go back further towards that far post to give himself the distance to get behind the ball. And unfortunately, as he made that jump, still had too much momentum going forward. And AJ, great placement, and it almost went off the kickoff again. The Knights starting off strong here.
Well, 3:37 left to go. The Knights, they've gotten all the goals. And it's not from a lack of trying from EUnited. They've had a few great looks. And here comes another one. Ajax now lofted high over the top of Gyro. Here comes follow from Hoxer. AJ makes the save, dives across the goal in the box, makes it stop. And now Reddles and Gyro are going to look to tag team this one. Back out to the edge, over the top of one. Hoxer over to Roldez. AJ passes back, and Reddles makes contact. Out of boost, looking to wave dash into the corner to see if he can hold on to control, but it's not going to be good. Hoxer makes a shot from the midfield, and Gyro's got the defense well covered.
And EUnited definitely understanding where their teammates are, but it's just there's a slight hiccup in how in the timing of their approach, I feel. Hoxer with a pass across, and this time Ajax is in the right place, but I think right now that's EUnited's biggest problem, just not everybody quite being in the right position for when they're trying to get these transitions from defense to offense going.
Rolled is, as we approach halftime, we'll find a clear to the edge. Ajax now advancing. Gyro wins the challenge against him. Can he win it against Hoxer as well? No. Hoxer's got contact, but now AJ looks for the carry at midfield, just trying to bring defenders out of the goal. They'll get it off to the side, though. The defense from EUnited able to thwart the air dribble. Now AJ looks for a shot in the corner. Roldis has a block, and now a second touch past Reddles. Gyro in his own back third needs to hold on and give his teammates time to rotate behind him. Reddles in midfield will help Gyro out. They'll actually get this one back into the blue corner. Here comes AJ for a shot. 2 defenders up. They get the block, though. Now Reddles looking to see if he can connect with AJ on the backboard. Roldis gets in his way. Ajax up. Gyro beats him to it, and now dropping back down. It'll be Roldis across to Hoxer as they transition out in the midfield.
Whoa.
Ajax looks for the shot, and Reddles will block him at the point of contact. Back and forth, these teams at each other's throats.
And Ajax definitely looking for the free flip. Had to get out there early to go and get that one. Unfortunately, the defense of the Pittsburgh Knights, too locked in. They really do kind of have EUnited in a bit of a chokehold. They really haven't allowed much in the past minute or so to EUnited.
Oh.
There's been a lot of offensive control, and there's the demo, and Gyro will be denied.
Makes the stop on the goal line. Gyro tried to dribble it around off that demolition. But EUnited keep themselves in this game. Only down by 2. So we approach the final minute. Hoxer's going to see if he can cut it down to 1. Now looking for goalies. Ajax got it over the top of 1. AJ up against Ajax, and AJ makes the contact. Reddles following behind his teammate here. Looking to hopefully pick up control, and now moves in as Roldis tackles it off of the hood. Final 54 seconds. Hoxer back into the middle. Reddles up. AJ just lurking in enemy territory. It's Ajax now to midfield. Gyro stops, gives his team time to move in behind him and looks for a second challenge. Not going to happen, though, as we hit the 30-second limit. Right now, EUnited yet to find a goal. Gyro will go for the fake in the corner. Finishes it off of Roldis. Reddles pushes it back to the deadest part of the map. 20 seconds left now. Ajax in kind of do-or-die time for EUnited. They've got to score immediately. Roldis looks for an opportunity, but AJ cuts him off early and now follows this up, drops it in the box, and there's the finisher. 3-0 with 10 seconds left. That'll be the Knights taking game 1.
AJ, what a play here. 1 going for ball control. That's the right move. Just try and waste time, make sure they don't have much, even if they get the counterattack going. But how about the read to get all the way up to the top of that backboard and knock that one back down into the middle? Great play from AJ.
In this game, well, there'll be no way for EUnited to come back into this. And it really was the Knights offense holding on to things. And genuinely, I think Knights played a really solid game all the way around. A few really decent looks at the net from EUnited turned away, stopped, especially with early challenges. They had a very aggressive offense and only had to make 1 or 2 stops in the goal compared to the 10 saves EUnited had to put up.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. It's ironic that I'm sitting here saying I don't really feel like the Knights offense got a lot done, and then they come out here and put out a phenomenal game 1. EUnited, like you said, a couple drives here or there down the other way, 1 or 2 decent looks, but nothing that's just absolutely terrifying like that block that AJ got or anything like that.
Yeah.
So, like this right here, look at this. Like, he's boosted so high so early, and it's like, this is free. You can put that ball in front of any team in RLCS that's going to be in the net. It's just like, EUnited never got a chance like that.
Now, I know this probably isn't the case. I don't think that they would be able to divide up the roles like this, but it really felt like there was kind of this, if we're on offense and the ball's in the air, AJ, that's you. You go for that. He was constantly in the air alone. The amount of times he got to make contact by himself up there was pretty incredible, and Reddles and Gyro were just there to clean things up on the bottom. I think that part of that, though, is EUnited's defense. Are they successfully making the challenges? Are they reading quickly enough in their own half, which is a key fundamental on defense? I want to see them being able to step up and keep that ball in the midfield a bit more in here in game 2.
Yeah, you're definitely looking to at least find a crack when you're going for those clears. If you can get that ball launched far away up the pitch, that'll force at least the Knights to back off and give yourselves some field position, as you'd like to think of it, and that will be the starting block for at least getting the ball into a more neutral position.
Well, see how EUnited does here in game 2. Right now on defense in their corner, Roldis challenged by AJ. He's been so aggressive this series. Ajax gets a kill, but Hoxer gets a soft touch before being demolished. Now Gyro through the air. AJ's got to make another, or Ajax rather, has to make a block. And Reddles Now up against Roldiz. Double commit on offense. Will leave a Knights player all the way back by himself. Reynolds now airborne. Gets it through one off the ceiling, falls on and takes the shot. Roldiz will make the save. What was a creative midfield attack.
And it actually was a very disciplined defensive play from Roldiz, because he pushed forward initially thinking he could go get that ball, but then realized Reynolds is about to try a ground pinch, and he hit the brakes and started backing up to give himself a little bit of space. So not clean, but recognized the threat and was able to make the stop.
Well, that's Reynolds finding a way to turn what looks like just a positional touch into a shot. And great recognition there from Roldiz to recover from what was about to be the first goal of game 2. But still scoreless here. 3:30 left to go. Hawks are over the top of one. Ajax looks to read this one, has the whole net to shoot at and makes it in. That's EUnited finally on the board.
Hawkser with a massive block. Ajax gets a big dunk. Hawkser beats the defense. Gyro, good luck. And even still, that shot placement from Ajax, a little bit less than perfect. Towards the middle, gave him a chance, but still too quick. Gyro can't save them. 2 big blocks.
Yeah, the slight window there. EUnited, scoreless in game number 1, bounce back and get the first goal of game 2. Now, can they hold on to it as we've got over half the game left to play? AJ underneath one. Ajax pushes it right back up at him. But Reynolds finds a counter touch, and now down to Gyro. Roldiz will just tackle him in the midfield. That sends the ball all the way into the blue. One player demolished, 2 players go for it on offense and on defense. And now 2 players on offense again. Haphazard play from both sides of the ball. And it just rolls in the midfield as everybody's back collecting boost on both sides.
But they do make a nice disciplined touch. Don't try and force the ball to stay on offense. They went for the clean back pass. Make sure everybody gets themselves sorted out. That's the right move if you're the Pittsburgh Knights when you get a little scrambly there. Just make sure you hang onto the ball and force everybody to slow down.
Hawks are off his own backboard. Will play it into the orange. Gyro. Past 1. Out to 2. Now through the midfield line. Reynolds will look for a shot. Places it off the backboard, and Gyro's not able to get there before the goal line defense is able to get up and block. Hawks are now with a dribble. Scott up against Reynolds. Goes for the pass. Blocked. The midfield. Reynolds on the retreat, able to intercept. But EUnited turns it back around. Now Reynolds trying to just gain control, but kind of keeps on giving it to EUnited players, and the ball slowly but surely creeping closer and closer to the goal. Hawks are through another one. Gyro up to AJ. This one should be a clear, but doesn't make solid contact. Reynolds has to close in from the midfield, and everyone quickly resorts themselves. EUnited, 1 player demolished in their goal, but Roldiz with so much solo control here. 1:47 left to go. That 1 goal from EUnited might be good enough.
It might be, and they did exactly what we wanted. Get that ball into a more neutral position, able to win a few more challenges out of their own half, stick the ball into more of the middle part of the pitch, try and make the Knights earn possession. And Ajax, you'll see, finds a small gap, and Roldiz probably has AJ beat.
Reynolds over to Gyro. Knights with a nice flick. Get it to midfield, but Ajax now back to Hawkser. Neither player makes contact, which leaves Roldiz all alone in the backfield. Ajax actually bumped in this corner again, but he did get one of the boosts. Now Roldiz in a pressured situation. Reynolds will just continue to breathe down his neck. They keep the ball in the corner.
Wow.
1:02 left to go. Looks like Reynolds should have this ball for free. Goes for the catch and carry. Flicks it over 1, and now off the wall, down up against 2. Beats Roldiz as well as Gyro across the field, but loses control and is out of boost. Won't have many options, and Gyro has to cut across to make the stop. Here comes Roldiz.
Wonderful
looking for some security. Not quite able to make it happen there with 42 seconds left. Knights need 1 more goal.
Ooh, so smart. Gyro, great play. A little stutter step as he works the ball through the midfield. Is that it?
Oh! They were both up for the shot, and the defense went for the block. They played to the corner instead. Now Reynolds through the air. The carry on 1. Not able to make it happen, though, as Roldiz shuts him down. Final 30 seconds. Gyro to the edge, and there's a miss as he's out of boost. AJ onto the back wall. Does he have boost? He does. Back down to Reynolds. Ajax makes the stop. Roldiz to the edge. Back into Gyro. Onto the back wall. Is anyone there? It's Reynolds now. AJ trying, but not able to reach it in time. Final 8 seconds. They've got to get the full court carry back around and into the blue, and it's not going to happen. EUnited continue to hold it on the orange. The clock has expired. They've got to keep this in the air, and no, EUnited bounce back and tie up the series.
Reynolds had one chance right there at the end when they got that beautiful tip down and across into the middle, but he, honestly, I can't blame him. It certainly didn't look like there was going to be a shot potential from that part of the field anyway. But overall, the Knights only able to muster one shot. EUnited got exactly what we wanted. Started winning so many challenges. Back in their own corners, up against that wall. Stopped letting the Knights beat them to a lot of the plays. And that's all it took. Ajax into the left side on the fast break as they win 1, 2, and that's all she wrote.
They're able to put that one through them. And we said we wanted to see a stronger midfield game from EUnited. They definitely brought it out here and were able to keep everything out of their hands. But from both sides, the ball spent a lot of time in neutral territory. I mean, we had 20-plus shots. I think we maybe had 30-plus shots across the both teams in game number 1. Only 4 total in game 2. Extremely light game in the stats department here. But yeah, Knights, they had the same level of aggression, but just significantly less productivity here in game 2.
Yeah, definitely not able to get that ball down and across into the middle. And that really, to me, it was literally just the challenge game from EUnited. So much better. Forcing the ball back on the other end and said, nope, try again next time. And to be fair, the Knights actually got possession back a fair bit of the time. It was just a matter of can they turn it into a goal-scoring opportunity. In game 2, no. EUnited, also, it's not like they had a ton of shots on target, like you said, only 4 total in the game. They were having to work for it as well. So the challenges from both teams, solid. It's just EUnited got the better of one time and had an open goal.
I feel like EUnited's third, oh my goodness, Ajax gets bumped, but bumps Gyro into the ball to put it back to midfield. And I felt like EUnited's third-man defense was really strong. There was so many situations with the Knights where they would win the first 2 challenges cleanly, and then the third man would tackle and completely destroy the situation and give the time for his team to move back around them. So we'll see how things go as we move in to game 3. Tied up at 1 game apiece right now. Reynolds plays it off the wall. Loses control to Ajax, who leaves it for Hoxer. Now back in front of the box, it'll be Roldiz. Gyro wants to challenge him on this one. Gets him to flick it up to Hoxer, and Reynolds gets a win, but AJ a little bit far back. He'll move into the corner now to see if he can find a touch, but nothing's there. Now Gyro picking up control off this wall. Looks for the air carry. Reynolds sits in the midfield waiting for the touches from Hoxer. He's got AJ in the mid. Drums it down to him. Can he tuck it in?
Oh,
my
nice.
Goodness. I can't believe he got this one between the posts, and that's Knights with the first goal.
Yeah, Reynolds with a great trap, but got that last touch, and AJ actually really nice job being so patient there in the midfield, waiting to see if that last little tip came through. And that, since he was waiting so far away, that allowed him to get over there and shut down or cross that angle that Reynolds put on the ball.
Reynolds managed to get the flip reset and get it past Hoxer, but the rest of the defense was there. Now the infield pass on the other side. AJ gets the stop in front of the box. Now Ajax back in front. Gyro gets a second save, and now Reynolds looking for the counterattack. Gets the dodge. Did he get the boost? I believe he did, and this shot looks almost good. It's just wide. Gyro now on the other side. Going to try and slow things down, but not good news. EUnited has been just tackling the ball anytime they've got an opportunity, and slow play has not been working for the Knights. Now back to AJ. Sets it up. Gyro out of boost, but can he find the shot? Gets one touch, nothing else in the tank. Holds the defense down for a moment, but they'll be back up and at him here again. 3:13 left to go. EUnited now looking to tie up the series, but they've got to get out. Here comes AJ, drops it down, and Ajax and Hoxer a little bit tangled up on top of each other on defense, but they'll get out of this one just fine.
Ooh, and a nice booming clear as well. Hoxer needs help, though. This is a tough ball. Gyro will get there first. I wasn't sure if they were going to get out of that one for free. It was a quick transition for EUnited there.
Hoxer, front of the box. AJ closes the gap. This one pinches out into no man's land. Everybody adjusts quickly. Ajax carries into the corner. Great counter touch from Reynolds all the way down the field. This stalls out play. Ajax wanted to find a cherry pick, but AJ just held the ground there. I think he actually kind of trapped Ajax, who really wanted to find a bump. And because AJ didn't move, Ajax also hit his brakes. And now an infield pass. Gyro's shot will be blocked by Roldiz, and Hoxer picks it up in the corner. We've crossed halftime. Still just the 1-goal lead for the Knights as EUnited's yet to find anything. Ajax looks for the shot, and Reynolds shuts him down all the way back into the corner.
Boomer clears back and forth. Gyro will not have any boost again. And Gyro this game, I mean, to me, I said Gyro's going to be the key factor here for the Knights. If he's playing well, I think the Knights have a great chance. And Gyro, they're actually going for something that I didn't think they would do. They're trying to let Reddles and AJ be the two players playing on offense, and Gyro's just trying to fill in the gaps. And I'm not sure if that's the way to go, because I felt like the one time we saw Gyros and Reddles really clicking on offense, they're scoring goals as AJ rips one off the post, and second shot, Gyro, third chance for Reddles, and too high. Make it 4, and that will go in. So I don't know how Pittsburgh Knights get this one through, because it feels like this just happened so slow that it never should have happened. Ajax, to be fair, rightly reads that ball is high and lets it go over his head, but I think he's expecting his teammates to wrap back around and pull that one out, but just nobody ready. It goes through the line.
Well, this gets back to what was happening in game 1 as AJ looks for a double tap, doesn't find it. I feel like EUnited struggling to read on their own back third when the ball's directly over their head, and the Knights just are on top of them constantly, uncontested most of the time. Most of the time, the Knights are just being able to touch this ball for free, and we're having to see reactionary diving stops on the goal line from EUnited. And as they come up with another attempt here, here's one. Can they find another one? No. Ajax and Reddles get tangled up in the corner, and Hawks are a miss. Now Reddles gets demolished, but AJ quickly closing that gap now up against Ajax as he puts it into the corner, looks for a second touch himself and gets blocked by Roldiz. Savior medal for Roldiz here in game 3, but a 2-goal lead to saves will not save them here. EUnited's got to find a way back into this game. Through 1. AJ again to the air. The air dribble's not common in RLCS, but AJ continues to go for him. Nearly puts it into the box there himself. 34 seconds. Hawks are a miss again. Here comes Gyro. Ajax just flips back looking for defense. I feel like that concession of space could honestly just be the end of the game, as here comes Reddles again for the far corner. That's 3-0, and Knights will do it to him here in game 3.
And there you go. This is what I was expecting out of Gyro. Look at the height he got on that flip reset. Got under that one. That's really scooping it. And Reddles with a perfect placement to the lower right-hand side. The only gap in the defense. Nails it.
Yeah, the defense is not. The defense has been decently strong overall through the series from EUnited, but they've got to find a way to keep it going on offense. They've only got 1 goal in this series in a very slow game 2, otherwise shut out. And even just a goal here at the end could be a nice morale booster as AJ looks for the double tap, doesn't find a. Roldiz for the final shot, puts it high, all the defense up. Gyro put it over the top, and chances of them getting them back around next to 0 here. Everyone going to be starting to get low on boost as well. Drops into the corner. Hawks are not going to make contact. AJ keeps it alive, actually. They're going for 1 more goal as well. In typical Knights fashion, looking to break their mentality. They won't get it this time, but they do have match point. Knights 1 away from taking the series.
I gotta give the Knights credit. I mean, Gyro, he's slotting in as just I do whatever you guys don't want, and maybe that's all the Knights needed to do, because I feel like at the beginning of the season when they were trying to, it was a point I brought up. You have Gyro and AJ, which are 2 very ball control type players, where they both like to bring the ball on air dribbles, ground dribbles, keep the ball close, and outplay defenders. And at the early part of the season, I didn't really feel like that worked. Just felt like, I don't know, AJ and Reddles weren't really getting the job done. And there were a couple weeks where you saw AJ and Reddles and Gyro go at it, and I'm like, perfect, that's what you want. Let AJ be the gap filler, and they'll be okay. But here in this series, it's AJ and Reddles all the way, and Gyro's plugging the gaps, and AJ's having a great series. So, colored me impressed.
So often in RLCS, whenever a roster makes a move, we generally, as analysts, think that the third man, the player that just got picked up, you should just fall back, just let the guys that have been playing together for a long time do their thing. And I think we're kind of past that point in RLCS where that's really how this works. Like, players are moving around more because they really already play together. It's not a matter of synergizing during the season. And AJ maybe had a few rough weeks in the beginning here, but his strength in this series has been he's so fast in the air. He's constantly reading. I mean, the amount of times he's going for air dribbles, which is something that generally we consider not a useful technique in RLCS anymore, is surprising. It's surprising to see him doing it so much, but they're making it work as he's constantly forcing the defenders to challenge him, and then Reddles and Gyro clean up whatever he's created there. And usually, by the time they've made contact, he's come back around and is there to make that actual final shot. So, yeah, I've loved AJ in this series. We'll see how he does here in game number 4. 1 away from taking the win. EUnited is able to get it, though. We'll go to game 5. Gyro to the corner, over the top of Ajax. He's got it around. There won't be a shot here. The Reddles now looking to set up a more useful opportunity. Ajax back down, Gyro in the midfield sets it up, Roldiz keeps it aggressive, and Ajax will look to steal this boost and see if he can maybe position this one back in. Does get the boost, Hoxer now in to try and take the shot. Off the backboard, the pass out, nearly beats Gyro, and he gets Reynolds to bite on it as well, who saw Gyro was kind of been outplayed. The defense held so far, but still in this corner now. Hoxer up, 2 defenders completely whipped. AJ doesn't make contact either. EUnited collapse on him, and they've got the first goal.
Collapse is the right word, except instead of on offense collapsing on him, it's just the defense just falls apart. 2 players of the Pittsburgh Knights, one trying to rotate out, one trying to rotate in. They realize they're about to hit each other, hit the brakes, and by then AJ is like, hang on, why is nobody coming and clearing this further into the corner? By then it's too late. EUnited rush the line, score a great goal to start off Game 4.
So far in this series, the team that has scored first has won and has also shut out their opponent. The defense has been able to hunker it down, but it's been kind of different stories as it's been Knights staying aggressive and continuing to extend their lead in both of their wins, whereas EUnited in Game 2 got the first early goal and then managed to completely shut out the Knights, holding them to only 1 shot. See if we keep a similar story here. Hoxer keeps him in the corner. Gyro looks for a bump on the goalie, gets him to push back a little bit, but he manages to get airborne in time to clear that ball. Now Hoxer able to get AJ to chase, burn his boost. Rolled his all of that one off his front bumper, keeps it near the sky. AJ and Reynolds tag team this one back into the corner. Hoxer in with an attempted clear. Gyro's got to stop, and now a chase. Pushes it over 1, but Ajax adjusts. And now Rolled is into the corner. Things have slowed down significantly here after the first goal.
Yeah, EUnited have definitely started moving at a snail's pace in the midfield. This ball's sitting high up in the air, and they have 2 people just like following the ball left and right across the pitch slowly until they understand exactly what the Knights are about to do with it, and then they go for the challenge. They are absolutely in turtle mode right now.
Oh, Hoxer over to Ajax, and we'll keep the passes across. And then, yeah, the name of the game for United is keep the ball as high as possible, where there's the fewest options and you have to spend the most resources to get there to do it.
Don't pinch it that way.
Oh, but that's off of it, and now back in a tie game for the first time. Both sides of the ball will score with 2:22 left to go. It's all tied up.
Yep, keep the ball as high as you can, but don't pitch it the wrong direction. They drop it right down in front. Nobody able to get to it in time. They can make the first challenge, but it's not enough, and an easy turn in for the Knights, pouncing on the mistake.
Rolled is out to Hoxer as they look to regain this lead.
Oh, and look at how aggressive EUnited play right now. They're like, okay, that didn't work. We're going right back to it.
So Ajax plays it down. AJ falls the ball all the way to midfield. Hoxer with lots of space and time. He's actually going to get 2 touches completely for free. Reynolds able to read the second one just fine. And this one over the top of Rolled is? No, he manages to get it all the way to the corner. AJ with Gyro closely behind him. I'll actually give him the space and see if he can dribble this out at midfield. AJ continues looking to keep that ball right on his hood through the air. Gyro now, pass 1. Out of boost, Rolled knows it and challenges. Now AJ. An attempt, Rolled not going to be there. AJ uses the bounce off the ground to give this ball a little bit more velocity. Hoxer over the edge, and AJ now back in. He's got the flip reset off the ceiling, but there's not going to be any positioning worth using it in. He's going to fall back, give Reynolds the time, who gets 2 defenders to bite. Now Gyro back in, doesn't make a good contact. AJ now looking to give it back to Gyro, back across the net. What an angle, but Reynolds didn't even believe it was going to happen. There was no one there to push it between the posts. With 1:07 left to go, Gyro onto the backboard, back off, and Ajax has got it. We approach the final minute, still tied up at 1 apiece. Knights looking for that go-ahead goal to give them the series.
But Knights actually also doing a really great job. They've held possession here, and it's because they're doing a great job using the horizontal aspect of the pitch, consistently getting that ball going far distances left and right, and that's kind of preventing EUnited from any one person being immediately in a great place to challenge. And so it's been pretty tough for EUnited to really win the ball and keep possession, because the Knights have the current lead on which way the ball's heading, and so they beat EUnited to a lot of the touches.
Ooh. Here comes Hoxer. Ajax to challenge as well. 15 seconds left. Overtime looming on the horizon. As Rolled with a miss, Ajax able to block in goal, but AJ now trying to set up Gyro. Ajax over the top of one. Gyro has to fall back on defense, sends it high, just punts it into the air. Hoxer's up to try and get it to his teammate, but Reddle's now airborne over to AJ. Actually has control, flicks it past one. Reddle's up, blocked by two defenders. Can Gyro get in time? AJ's going to try and trap it, see if he can get it to a teammate. Barely has boost to work with. He picked up the corner, but is it going to be enough? As Gyro adjusts, now back in the midfield. Reddle's airborne, shot is good, but Oroldiz is there to make the stop. AJ tries, now Hoxer rapid it the other way. They'll let it hit the ground. Overtime in game 4.
And that's one of those scary saves for Oroldiz. Yes, it's right to you, but it is still a save that demands that you do not mess up, and well done from Oroldiz, but that shot is not good. Ajax will win the contest on the goal line and pop it into the middle.
Now off the corner, Gyro up against Hoxer, back in for Ajax, up against AJ. He does get the block. Oroldiz now coming in with free contact. He's got a player on the backboard to work with. He clears out both defenders. Where's the third Knights player? It's AJ up to get the block and to give his teammates time. They do so. Ajax now through the air. Gyro wins, and Oroldiz will play it back into the orange, back and forth. Excellent touches on critical clutch moments on both sides of the ball to keep them in this. As Ajax looks for Hoxer on the outside pass, and it's good! Into game 5 we go! EUnited stay alive!
They turtle just enough, and Ajax, great lift to Hoxer, perfect. Immediate landing, hops right back up. The defender coming off the goal line doesn't know exactly where he is because he's got that ball cam on in the midfield to see which direction Ajax puts that ball. And unfortunately, Hoxer with a beautiful shot, and you're absolutely right. A well-deserved Game 5. EUnited had to play a lot of defense, but they get it done.
They do. Look at that. The 8 saves they had to put up here in this game, but the overtime winner. Beautiful stuff. And we'll be going to Champions Field to decide this series. Again, both these teams at 2 and 5, and the loser kind of drops into the position of playing in promotion relegation, and as we're getting close to the end of the season, they are running out of opportunities to get themselves out of there. So a critical must-win game for both teams. But I like what you said in the middle there about the Knights and their lateral play, using not just the length of the field, but the width of it as well. And there's kind of, it's a simple concept, but rotation in Rocket League is constantly players going and touching the ball and then moving back around the wide side to give space for players to move into the corner. And that really operates best when the ball is on one side of the field for a given amount of time. By constantly changing which side of the field the ball is on, you're constantly having to kind of like reorientate which direction the rotation is flowing. And it's a good move there from the Knights, but EUnited, man, able to shut them down there in overtime.
Yeah, able to do just enough, and definitely having to work for it to force a Game 5. But I still overall think you got to give the edge to the Knights overall going into this Game 5. Across the board, they've held the majority of the pressure, and you can go back to 2017. I've been saying it, that offense wins the games, and it doesn't matter how good EUnited are on defense. If they don't get more chances on target, the likelihood of success is going to go down. They might have won Game 4, but overall, I think the Knights' offensive look in this series has just been better, and I think they probably take this one.
I think so. I mean, it has been kind of an alternating series too. Both the games they've won have been 3-0 games, so we'll see how they do here as we go into Game 5. They are remaking the server for just a moment, so we'll be stalling for just a second here while they do that, folks. But man, it's been crazy. The keys for EUnited, I think, has really been the midfield. If they're able to control that midfield, they've been looking good. But it's been so much all over the place for the Knights. Every player's been getting involved. And I've been particularly impressed by AJ.
Yeah, AJ's having a heck of a series. I mean, you saw it on just that play. I mean, that's a beautiful read, and Reddles, of course, will deny Gyro his goal-scoring opportunity. But I think you're absolutely right. AJ is having a great series in terms of the pressure he's been putting on EUnited. Gyro and AJ both have really had some phenomenal setup opportunities, and Reddles, as always, has always been there to score them. So when you've got both your ball carriers and setup artists having a great day, it's going to be trouble for any team they're playing against. So Gyro and AJ, keep doing what you're doing, because Reddles is more than happy to knock them down. But unfortunately, you're going to have to battle against that EUnited defense that's just been so tough to break. Ajax had a great save right at the start of that last overtime to force that one to go a little bit longer. So.
Yeah, no, and I do love that. I think I liked Reddles going for just the straight on target shot there at the end of regulation in 0 seconds. You know, like, you could try to place a little bit better, but if it's off, then it's all for naught. Like, the wall is going to save the ball. And I like that he's forces rolled as like, you are in a clutch do or die moment. If you make the stop, you stay alive. If you don't make the stop, your team loses the series and probably plays in promotion or relegation. I think it was great just to take the value shot, force him to make a save in that clutch situation.
Yeah, you know, take the physics battle, because you think about how often you're positioned on the goal line, right? You're positioned perpendicularly. The offense is coming straight at you. I mean, more often than not, the momentum is going to transfer from the guy going straight towards the guy who has to fight it coming at an angle. So it's definitely the right move just to try and power that one through. But the defense will prevail every so often with a perfectly executed challenge. EUnited did so. And going into Game 5, EUnited needs to get more time on the offensive half like they did in Game 2. Unfortunately, in both games, only able to really put one goal away in regulation. So hopefully the offense starts getting a little more done here in Game 5.
Well, we'll see. So far, the team that has scored first has won the game. So that opening goal that sets the tone has been so critical for both teams. As we move on to Champions Field. Stuff where legends are made. Gyro will send it high and then get a second touch to carry it over any follow-up touches from EUnited. This one will drop onto AJ's hood. And he goes for the air carry again. Over the top of one. Drops it back down to the box. Reddle's not able to beat Ajax. And now flying back down the field up against Gyro. Looks for the touch, but Reddles just tackles him in front of the box and gets it away. Now looking for the dribbles himself. Roldiz nearly pushes it through AJ. Ajax to the side. Gyro airborne. Beat by Hoxer, though. And AJ will pick this one up and just clang it to the far side.
Whoa. Roldiz so quick there in the midfield, and that's a huge challenge to stop the Knights from gaining possession. Unfortunately, the follow-up's a little weak, and they break out anyway, but they keep making big challenges like that. It'd be much tougher for Knights to build the pressure.
So Ajax shot is good, but Reddles makes the save. Jumping high and lands back in his own box. Now the counterattack is on. Roldiz will find a clear. AJ from the side. Up against Ajax, keeps it underneath him. Now Gyro onto the backboard, Roldiz to the edge. Hoxer wraps it around, transitions it well into the midfield. Reddles, what a read, got up so quickly and made that stop. The ball will spend a lot of time just here in the middle neutral ground. Both teams have had their moments of breaking out, but the defenses on both sides holding on very well as well. Ajax to the edge, ran out of boost. AJ falls back, Roldiz now through the air as Ajax looks for bumps, not going to find any. Gyro's got it into his corner. And now looking for a shot in the midfield. Actually takes it back down to the ground to dribble it. And Ajax will take it away from him, plays it back in the middle. Oh, AJ. An attempt, Hoxer. A little bit of opening here. Gyro just leaves it, and he and AJ will pinch this one back to the midfield. It's just into the dead zone, the blind zone of EUnited. Behind both their cars, they couldn't immediately turn and make use of that double commit. Roldiz will look to pass to Ajax, but intercepted and then blocked. This will break up any immediate counterattack, but here does come the pressure nonetheless. AJ up against Ajax once more. Now the pinch in the box. Hoxer's got this one for free. And now looking to dribble him here in the corner. Gyro doesn't bite. Reddles will try to push this one back out.
Great save there from the Pittsburgh Knights on the defense. Free ball for AJ. Actually under pressure, and looks like EUnited taking a page out of that old Knights book. Get the dribbles, get the demos, see what happens. Not able to connect, but dangerous stuff for the Knights on defense.
As Gyro comes back down. This one off the corner, and Reddles is up. The shot is good. Hoxer's got to make the stop, and he will. Now the follow-up. Reddles with lots of space. Just clangs it onto the backboard once more. Roldiz gets up in time. Out to Ajax. Ajax with a miss, though. Gyro wasn't expecting that miss. Quickly backs up. Lofts it in the midfield, but the rest of his team's back in his own corners. There won't be any follow-up.
And you can see him trying to go for
left to go.
It's that nice long cross from Gyro all the way to the left, like you said, nobody there for it, and they immediately threw it right back to the right. So a little miscommunication on where the ball's headed, or at least understanding of if you're going to be in position for it. And the Knights kind of squander a couple chances.
Some bumps in the midfield. Here comes Roldiz. Reddles gets that stop, keeps there from being any follow-up by pushing into the corner, and then is able to beat Ajax. Now Hoxer, alone in the back, just booms it onto the wall. Rolled is to the corner, bounces it over Gyro's head. Reynolds has got to get up quickly to try and block a follow-up, but there was no follow-up anyways. He's now out of boost in the midfield. Ajax with the challenge. Now AJ onto the backboard. He'll have the second touch for free. Tucks it in, gets it past the defenders, and the Knights have the lead.
AJ, what a shot. Free sailing, rolled is. That was tough. And you know why it was tough? Because it was unsavable. Because AJ just drilled that to the back post. Oh, what a beautiful shot.
A basically impossible read, but he still had to hit the shot, and AJ made it happen. He's been the highlight player this series, but will it be enough? 39 seconds left. Can EUnited bring it back? Here comes the counterattack. This one I think is wide, and Rolled is will make the stop either way. AJ up to keep the pressure on in the final 30 seconds. Hoxer's into an empty corner. Gets it past Reynolds. Gyro moves in quickly, but Hoxer blocks him again. AJ now in his back corner. Coming out of there and into the box. He's got the clear now. The flip reset off the ceiling. Can he find the shot? Rolled is doesn't have much to work with. He's absolutely terrified of AJ's positioning. And the Knights will hold them in place, keep them trapped in their own back third. 9 seconds left. Ajax over the top of one. Two defenders will have this clear, and they'll try to just slow it down. Out to Gyro, they beat one. No time left on the clock. Hoxer's got to do it all by himself here. Oh, and he loses control. Reynolds over to the empty side, and that's Knights taking it in 5. What a series.
That was quite a series indeed.